we're doing like a dual Facebook living scenario right now. So if we're looking, this is my phone, that's Jerisha's phone. And this is the lovely Tierra, Jerisha.
Hello.
And Jordan.
This is my girl Jordan.
And
do your intro.
Oh, okay. So I own a business operations firm called the Kolada Group, and I help business owners maximize the efficiency of their tech and their team. That is what I'm all about. So if you are interested in organization, productivity, just like spending less time but still making the same amount or more, I am your girl.
Fantastic. She gets your whole life together.
Okay.
I say this all the time. Jordan will help you get your business together, then get your life together, get your health together, get you eating Brussels sprouts, like elevating on all levels.
But not pork belly.
But not the pork. One step at a time.
Right. One step at a time. All right. So you introduce yourself now.
Hey everyone. My name is Jerisha Hawk. I'm an income strategist. I help women diversify their income streams both within their life and their business. Focus on helping women who work a 9 to 5 build a business outside of their corporate function. And yeah, I'm all about getting those coins, making that impact, but collecting that income. So yes, that's me. Woohoo!
Yay! And then Tierra.
And I'm Tierra Filhiol. I am actually new to the entrepreneurship game this go round, but I help businesses basically bridge the gap between digital and social and real life experiences. So understanding how we can integrate those experiences to make positive impact.
Yes.
So if you're watching this, let us know you're here. Hop in the comments.
Say hey.
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 I know it's a little late on a hump. Hey.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
It is Wednesday.
Okay.
It's Wednesday.
Yes, it is. But we are on here because we are all in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. So shout out to up north. I know y'all are from up north. But I'm from Dallas. Shout out if you're up north. We are in Milwaukee for Stacy Tuschl's event. It's called She's Building Her Empire Live. And it's day 1 today. We've got day 2 tomorrow. I'm speaking tomorrow, so send me good vibes, y'all. But we just wanted to hop on and share our takeaways and comments and all that good stuff. Any y'all want to start?
Hey Elena. Hey Marcus. Hey guys. What are some takeaways from the event?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there's been so many.
It was heavy.
One thing about this event that's been awesome, it's been like so like action tangible. Like it's not like fluffy, I'm motivated, I'm empowered. It's, you get all of that, but it's been, okay, what are you gonna go do when you get back, and what are the next steps, and like super action oriented. And that's been an awesome experience.
I think the best thing too was in the beginning we identified exactly what we wanted to take away from it, and then every time it felt,
get cozy, girl.
Every time I felt like we were all too overwhelmed, it's like, no, you're not overwhelmed. Go revisit exactly what you said you were going to do. Mm-hmm. And then this is what, you hold yourself accountable to. And I think that was one of the most impactful things for me. And then doing that at the jump was really important.
Yeah. No, it totally was. Yeah. And I think one of the folks, one of the women that came and spoke at the event talked about millionaire mindset. Mm-hmm. And it was a very, very good conversation. She put a slide up that literally said 60 billion, like with a B.
With a B.
And I was like, wait a second.
Autumn zeros?
Right. I'm feeling a little violated. It was a little scary to see that big of a number. And she just kind of was telling us like that's her, what she call it?
Her legacy. That's her lifetime Oprah number. Yeah, but her legacy.
We call it her legacy number.
Right. So that is like how much she plans to make, and I just was like, wow, I clearly am thinking too small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so then she pushed us all to put a sticker. I don't have mine down here, but put a sticker on our body saying like, this is my lifetime number. And I mean, mine was 1.5 billion.
Yes, with a B.
With a B.
What was y'all's lifetime number?
Mine was 1.7 billion as my legacy number.
Mm-hmm. Mine was 3.5 billion.
Yeah. Say that. Hey, we going to your Fiji Island.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
On Jordan's jet.
Me and Richard Branson,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was really cool, and kind of helped bring you out of this, your 6-figure and 7-figure stuff. But you don't hear a whole lot of people talking about billions.
No.
Unless they're talking about like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. So it's like, it just helps shift your mentality of like, you can do so much more and you can think so much bigger. And yes, it's good to keep yourself in the reality of like what's going on right now and like what the next step is, but also thinking like way down beyond.
Right.
Like, we've got things to do, impact to make, like, let's get on the business.
I love that you say we're thinking long term, because I think a lot of us sometimes get caught up in like the sprint of the game versus really taking a step back and being invested in the marathon, the long race.
Yep.
And like, you're creating a legacy, not just a pop-up business that's going to be here today and gone tomorrow. Like, it's not just about hitting the 6 figures, but creating wealth in our life. Like, not just creating a business, but really creating a legacy. And I think they really streamed that in throughout the conversations this week. Well, today. I said this week. Today.
Right. It's one day. It sounds like a week, but it's only one day.
A lot, y'all. It was a lot.
And I think one of the biggest takeaways, too, for me is changing your surroundings to being around a bunch of women who see those, is it 10 figures, 9 figures? Whatever. It's a lot of zeros.
Right.
Who that's their economy. Where one of the things that, was it Stacy or one of the women made the point that, you may be thinking too small if you're in the online business game, because those types of numbers are easy. One of the DJ was like, I plan on selling this many of a $3,000 package, $29.97. And we're sitting there like, we're all looking at like $97 a month, $147 a month, $297 a month. He's like, his top tier package is $29.97, and he plans on making, he wants to bring in $300,000 a month.
Right.
And we're just sitting there like, all right, okay, I am thinking too small. And it's about surrounding yourself with the caliber of people who, one, like, know that's possible, and two, strive to do that on a daily basis. And that's something that, at least me personally, especially in corporate, like, or agency life, we don't see that every day. We're getting checks cut, not cutting checks. So
it makes you level up.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
I feel leveled.
Right, yes.
I feel leveled.
The bar has been risen. Oh, man.
Exactly. Anything else, y'all?
I'm trying to, I'd say one of the biggest takeaways is like, y'all, this business isn't going to just create itself. Like, the work, I know everybody says you have to put in the work, but it is so true. Like, you need to be humble, but like, remember to continue to hustle. Like, don't focus on selling, focus on serving. And you can't automate, building authentic relationships. But it really is about developing a relationship. Like, really is doing the work and being present. Because they were, what was his name? Josh. Was talking about like a lot of PR and getting like media placements and how do you get that visibility and expand your reach. And a lot of it is, it's manual hustle. Like, being consistent, over delivering, and doing the damn work. Like, and I don't know, I feel like it's like, I want to start an online business. Right. But I don't really want to work for it. But I want to make 6 figures.
We talked about it earlier too. Like, even when you get to 6 figures, it's kind of like you forget what it took to get there because you've arrived. But in reality, like, that's not your top tier goal. Like, your top tier goal is far beyond that. But you get comfortable. Mm-hmm. You get to the idea of like, okay, now I want this, but I don't quite remember how I got here, and you forget all those things that you had to do, the hustle, the grind that it took to get to that place. And I think that was that was extremely important too.
Yeah, it was just a nice reminder, like, don't forget to hustle. Like, a lot of I think for me, even how I met Jordan was being active, being manually engaged in Facebook groups and connecting and serving and serving and serving before I ever asked for anything. And it's like, don't forget to, like you just said, like, don't forget what got you here. Yeah. Keep doing the same thing, but it's work, y'all. Like,
it is. And then I think one of the things, like, Jay and I were talking earlier.
It's work. I'm tired. Right.
Well, from like a newer, again, this go around, a new entrepreneur, it's kind of like, you don't anticipate how confused you will be about certain things and how just tough it'll be, and you think that you see people do it, so you think it's going to be easy. You think they're, and not necessarily easy. You know it's going to be hard, but you don't comprehend. You don't understand exactly what hard is until you are actually in the thick of things and confused as hell. Like, all right, so because I don't have anybody in my email list right now, do I really need to invest in ConvertKit? Am I going to take this $29 a month L? Or do I just set it up how I need it to be? You don't take into account those confusing moments, and like sometimes those can cripple you. And if you don't anticipate, or if you don't understand that those things are gonna happen, they will stop you in your tracks, and they'll become bigger problems than they should be. Again, I've done this, obviously.
Yeah.
This is happening recently.
Yes, I totally agree. And I think what I want to empower people with, and what you kind of touched on a little bit, is you can't automate building relationships. Like, you just can't. But you can automate so many other items in your business so that you have time to go and build relationships. Because I have two things I want to do in my business. One, I want to go out and connect like a mofo. And then the second part is I want to serve my clients. That's it. Everything else needs to be automated or delegated. And I'm coming pretty darn close to that point. And it's really nice to feel like my business is supporting me in the two areas that I want to actually be present in.
That is key. And I like that you're saying you automate and you delegate. So many, I know a lot of women in the Goal Getter group community are solopreneurs, and I understand a lot of us are just getting started, and just even the idea of where you're not the one doing every single, like, you're basically, like they mentioned today, you're creating another job for yourself.
Totally.
Like, you're not the CEO growing your business. You're just being in your business. And I just love that, like, Jordan's been in the game almost a year now.
I know.
Full time. And it's like, you have a team of what, 6? And it's like, guys, it's possible.
It is.
Regardless of where, you didn't just get 6 employees overnight, but you guys, we grow to that. And we need to shift, again, that mindset that you're the CEO. No CEO of the business is doing everything. They're operating in their zone of genius. And we need to also shift our mindset around that, and stop treating your side hustle like a side chick. Commit, invest, and realize, it takes a team, like it takes a village to build this.
And even from a corporate level, like CEOs, their goal is not necessarily to be in the thick of things doing the work. Their job is to remove barriers.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and who are you removing barriers from if you're just relying on yourself? You just like, I'm just saying, you don't have it. You have to put people in place. When I had 2 businesses in college, and it's like, I hired interns who were in my same class, and because I had an LLC, I could give them credit.
Yeah.
Right.
So I gave my classmates, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, I gave my classmates credit for doing work in my business, and so leveraging that. So it's kind of like, as many times as you think you have an excuse, but you don't.
You have
no excuse. That you can always resourceful. You can always be resourceful and hustle, the system.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Chelsea. Team Kolada in the house.
Hey!
But, resourcefulness is something that people don't talk enough about, because it's like, there are so many creative ways. Most clients come to me and just say, I just need to do everything myself. That's the only way. And that's just like, not
at all, boo boo.
No. It's not.
Or they say, like, I don't trust other people enough to take on my business.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, that's a
But I think the issue is, it's not that you don't trust. You don't have the systems in place that ensure success when you bring on a team.
Or that they can duplicate it the way that you would do it.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you get your systems together, get your house in
Chelsea.
order. Your house, right? Chelsea holds
down. You can be as great as Chelsea.
Yes, Chelsea holds down the fort. Thank you, Jesus.
And I think I just got into a place in the past 3 months where I've been able to actually hire members. The first 2 months were a hot mess. And it wasn't because my interns weren't capable. It was because my back end of my business was not in order.
Yeah.
Because I've always been operating from this, Jerisha has to do it all. Jerisha has to do it all. And it's like, no, player. You can outsource. And Jordan, help me get my life together.
I feel like this is the chain of helpfulness. Like, Jordan helped Jay. Jay was my coach. Like,
Because Jordan will get your systems together. I will get your strategy together.
Okay.
Tierra,
she'll bring you
systems, strategy,
social. Yes.
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 Yes. We come as a full package.
This
deal.
is the collective.
Right.
This is the collective.
Yeah.
We got you.
It's so true.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, and I think also the legacy piece isn't talked about enough in the millennial peeps, because it's like, what's next? Like, what's the next part? And I love that most folks in the room are thinking legacy, long-term, sustainable, like let's be here for a long time, because we see so many businesses that last a year. Like the fact that I'm coming up on a year mark and I'm like, okay, it's like
you're above now. You're in the 10%.
Exactly.
Literally, you're in the 10%.
Oh,
and if you make it past 3 years, you're in like the 3% or something crazy.
I know.
Which you will.
Right.
And
You will.
Right.
Hey, Tim! Get out the pastor. Hey, Tim!
Aw, fun. Yay. But yeah, legacy is something, because it's people aren't even worried about 3 years, 5 years, 20 years from now. It's just what's the next step, which is important, but each of those steps needs to be in line with the long-term stuff. Because if you're just thinking about next step, then you could be next stepping over here when you actually are trying to go this way.
Absolutely.
So vision is important.
Yes. And that's why, back to your point, even the vision of why we're here at this conference, what we're trying to get out of it, Stacy did such a great job at the very beginning. What are your 3 primary goals? And not just from a business perspective, but like a holistic life perspective.
Like, it's not just about what you're coming to do here, because when you go home, you're going to be faced with all the other issues in your life and all the other things you're trying to accomplish. So in the grand scheme of things, what are your top 3 goals and where does this fall in line? And I think that's probably the first time I've ever had that done at a conference, where they're not telling you your purpose for being there. They're asking you to identify your purpose for being there, so you're invested. So I know that I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to go back to page 1 because I feel like this is too much. At 4:31 today, I'm like, this is too much. I went back to page 1 and I said, you know what? Realistically, 1 and 3 are personal goals. Number 2, the last 2 sessions are what identify most with what I'm trying to achieve. So let me take what I learned from these last 2 sessions and I'll elevate those to the top, and I'll try to implement things from those sessions. And that helped me tremendously. It just really de-escalated the anxiety, because we were at a point there.
Yeah.
And there was the to do now and the to do later.
Yep.
Which she also introduced.
And even like sectioning out your notebook, like I folded tabs, like it was the to do now, to do later, to buy miscellaneous team members.
Yeah.
It was, she got it.
She got it, yeah.
She had it.
And I think, like, to piggyback on that, just making sure that when you're looking at your business, you're not looking at your life and your business in silos. It's really an integrated aspect of your world. Like, you can't, you're not living double lives, you know? And just how do you integrate the two? And if your personal life isn't healthy, your business life is probably not going to be healthy, and vice versa. And how, like, she had us rate, like, the 7 or 8 areas of our quality of our lives, like fitness, health, spirituality, you know, education, all these things. And it's like, if you're 10s in, you know, your business categories, but you're 3 in everything that has to do with your personal life, you know, she'd rather us be at 6s or 7s across the board than have like this huge polarized like disconnect. It was just an aha moment, like, girl, yes. Bring me back. Like, it was really good.
No, it was really good. And I mean, this is day 1 of 2 days, which is crazy.
Yes.
So we just have 1 more day. But also we learned a lot in the first day. So it's like, okay, I'm glad that there's not too much else coming up, because my head might explode.
And you're speaking.
And
you're
speaking tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow about leveraging business breakdowns. Because,
like, elaborate on that.
So, there's a lot of breakdowns that can happen in your business.
Really?
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But there's a few things you can guarantee in business, and one of them is that there are going to be breakdowns along the way. Whether it is a technology breakdown, a team breakdown, or a total breakdown. Those are like the 3 that I touch on. And so really the best way to leverage those business breakdowns is to like actually deal with them, because what most people do is they like put them to the side, or they go cry for weeks. And if you actually just like face it head on with my little 5-step process, then
we get to learn tomorrow.
Then you're golden. And that's how you leverage it, is you just like, I feel like so many people hide when there is trouble, or when there is just maybe missed opportunities or stuff like that. And I try to really look at it like, okay, I'm going to move through this instead of let this be a brick wall in what I'm trying to accomplish. So, that's what I mean.
But I like the fact that you're not waiting for the breakdown to happen. You're preparing us and being proactive.
Yeah.
So when it does come, it's not like, we have the tools and strategies we need to like work through that once it does actually come.
Right.
Kelly said so true.
Yes,
Kelly, she'll get your life. You already know. You know, you've been watching the sales funnel masterclass.
Yeah. Well, because I
In the
think,
flesh.
I mean, it's giving yourself the tools to work through all these different things. And I'm a very proactive person, obviously, because I do systems. And so another thing is the fact that I do have systems and automation set up is I can deal with the breakdowns without the rest of my business halting.
Yes.
Because I have time and I have space.
Yep.
So if ClickFunnels stops working like yesterday, I can handle it. And it's not a big to-do. It's frustrating, but it's not, oh my gosh, like I hate ClickFunnels. I'm going to move my stuff to Entreport because I can't stand it and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, all right. Is this a priority? Yes, because it has to do with my cash flow. And so I'm going to fix it. And I can do that even when I'm at a conference and traveling and all that stuff because a lot of these things are like quick little fixes. So what systems allow you to do is just give you space to do what you want.
Yeah. Nobody talks about the operations.
No.
Well, we don't talk about it enough. And I think most people wait until they've been in business more than a year, more than 2 years to even start really like prepping, at least from what I've noticed. And it's like, guys, you can be 3 months in and still start thinking like a CEO in like a big business where they have their operations. Because we don't focus on that enough. And I just love that. Like, it's so true. Because if life happens, you're prepared. If you want to go on vacation for 2 weeks, she's doing a month long.
Yeah, you can.
Well, you already told them that.
We can go ahead and talk about it.
Well, now
But you can
Right.
take a break from your business for 3 weeks, and it's not like shit's gonna hit the fan. Like
Right.
your stuff is in order. Like you don't have to be present, and you're okay.
And the one thing that you taught us is that it's not just about automation. It's about actual processes and documenting and
Right. 100%. Yes.
Bees knees. This is so good.
Just a second.
So good.
I know. Any other takeaways?
The ladies know how to dance.
I was about to say, I am
They know how to
tired.
Right, my thighs burning still.
Like my feet hurt. I'm shining. And not Beyonce shining. I'm a little perspiration here.
The only other thing is like make sure to take these online relationships that you guys are developing and make bring them offline.
Yes.
Because like social is great. I mean, you know that. You bridge social and human life interaction.
Exactly.
And it's important to do that. Like you guys are meeting phenomenal people. I'm at Jordan online. And it's like she's in the flesh. And she's like so awesome sauce. Like really, I know, do that and do that more often. Be intentional about doing that. Like even just reaching out to somebody, having a coffee chat, or
if y'all meet dates off Tinder,
ooh, she about to get on the right wheel. Tell them
coffee and bagel. Is the coffee? Whatever, the bagel and OkCupid and Bumble. You can meet your business besties offline.
She took it there.
I did.
And if you feel like
because
that's something a little bit, she talking to you.
Right. Oh, what is she saying?
I've definitely been seeing the need for writing out every step of the process.
Yes.
Document it.
Yes.
You are eons ahead of my clients and a lot of other people. People wait too long and then again, you're having to play catch up. I hate playing catch up. I hate it. Feeling behind a business is one of the worst feelings.
Well, I think even if you don't have a team, it's like preparing for a team. But not only that, like it's like, oh, I did something once. I really like the way I do it. Let me write it down so I can do it again this way and take the guesswork out of it next time. Because if you like me and forget things the second you do them, then documenting the process and you want to give them a freebie. Like, how do you document your processes? Or like, where? Not necessarily how, but where do you document your processes?
I actually documented them in Asana because that's where my team's project management system or software is, because they're already in there. So if they need to like click around inside of Asana, I'd rather them do that than open a bunch of tabs. I'm like, I have a 2-tab rule for myself. My team can do whatever they want, but I know everybody.
Like I got 200 tabs open right now.
When I am trying to be focused, I have a 2-tab rule.
Oh, that's
and
legit.
So that just means that I need to be very, very intentional about what I'm opening and like what I'm working on. So as much as I can keep in Asana as possible, and then just maybe one other miscellaneous, whatever it is that Asana is telling me to work on, I can have that tab open. And so it's in Asana right now, but I actually, I know, girl, it's okay.
Just go from 10 to 7, work your way down.
Yeah, I got tabs and windows open.
All the things, I know. But I'm actually moving my stuff over to Process Street is what it's called. It's literally process.st is the link. And I'm moving all my stuff over because I want to be able to share them with clients. I want to be able to share them just whenever I feel like it. And so they are another good Process Street, and then Sweet Process, SWEET, process.com is another one. They're, I think, a little more expensive than Process Street, but they both do the same thing. So yeah, that's what I do.
And that's it. One more thing is you have to invest. Like you cannot, there's no possible way to build we were talking about people having launches, and you have a $300,000 launch, but you had to invest $30,000 to make that happen. Yep. And again, that's another mindset shift. At least it was for me. It's like I might be hitting these like figure income goals right now, but there's going to be no way for me unless Jesus himself comes down, which when you have to be able to invest in those tools, because sometimes it is a subscription fee or there is a price to it, but it's also allows you to level up in business, like going from MailChimp to ConvertKit. You can get MailChimp for free, and you can do it for free, but it's going to come with limitations.
Right. And opportunity costs.
Opportunity.
Yep.
And that's a huge thing. Like, yes, this investment might be costing this much now, but how much money are you losing right now by not investing?
Deliverability.
Right.
Like
deliverability.
Just the amount of opportunity.
Right. Because people right, exactly. We were talking about earlier how MailChimp, it has its place, but there are some drawbacks that people just don't realize. They're like, oh, I like the pretty elements of MailChimp. That affects your deliverability, meaning people aren't going to get your emails, meaning people aren't going to buy whatever is attached to the link that you're trying to get people to buy from.
Yes.
AKA all because decreasing conversions.
Right. All because you want
AKA
a pretty little bumblebee
coins.
or something.
Okay.
Yes.
Ain't nobody got time to be decreasing coins.
And that's another thing we've been talking about. You don't get so focused on like having a pretty brand or having a beautiful website. And you're this beautiful thing, but you have no, like, it's super dense and no substance. And
you're not making money.
Yeah, like, yes, having a bit, like, a nice website and having, nice PDFs is important, but it's not to the point where it
has to be supported by something.
Yes.
Like, you have to have some substance. It's like having a very nice looking person who's very dense on the inside.
Yeah, we've been talking about that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly said it's
yeah, she said what's crazy is I love processes and systems, but when it comes to my own business, I'm just all in the thick of it. Yeah.
We all have coaches, man.
Yep. This is my coach.
Like, and I have a coach. I'm in 2 masterminds. Like, even though sometimes you operate in your zone of genius, you need somebody else from the outside to come in. Like, you heavily invest in yourself. We're all investing ourselves being here.
Yes. 100% in events, in masterminds, in team, all the things, software, all the things.
And I think, and the one thing that we talked about earlier is making sure that, yes, you're investing in yourself, but acknowledge when or if it's becoming an expensive hobby. And understanding that if something's not working, you need to quickly pivot and figure out why it's not working, and not necessarily just keep pouring money into it. Something has to change if you're not seeing any ROI. Like if you're spending $3,500 on a coach or whatever the case is, and you're not seeing anything come back, then you need to reevaluate. It's somebody in the relationship ain't doing something right.
Yeah.
So understanding what where the breakdown is in that process.
Yeah.
Yeah, something I've been noticing is people will keep pouring money into things. It's like, I need to learn. I'm not there yet. I'm not an expert yet. Like, I have to keep investing, when all you really need to do is stop and implement. Stop and execute.
I'm guilty.
I mean, we all are.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
Girl, I was in 3 paid masterminds.
I was about to say,
for what?
And I know a whole lot about a lot of stuff because I just me and Amazon Prime, like books on books on books. A lot of those I haven't even opened. I'll be honest.
I
But
know.
it's because like, oh, I'm investing in myself. But you don't take the time to just stop and implement and execute and take action. And that's where, again, that's where the coins are. Like, you have it all.
You have it all.
And that's one thing you tell me all the time. You're like, you got it all.
She got it.
Like, I don't.
All of it. More than what she needs.
And it's just like, it's just you get you get stuck in analysis paralysis.
Yes.
It's like, but I need to know a little more.
Right.
But I need to round it out a little more. I need to make sure this process is fully baked. And again, having to balance that with, you know, done is better than perfect, but correct is better than done.
Yes.
So it's just,
Y'all, hold on, run that back. Tweet that.
Yeah.
Hashtag that.
Right.
That was a good tweetable. I mean,
that was. Say it again, say it again.
I said, done is better than perfect, but correct is better than just done. So making, like, you know when something isn't right.
She said, okay, Tierra. Hey, see, I guess I have to catch the replay.
Nothing's popping up. Uh-oh. We're all here.
Yeah, definitely catch the replay.
Yeah.
Tierra's been carrying around your bag. I've been carrying around your wallet.
Anthony Neal all day today.
Yes.
Had my little my Melinda bag, my Bumblebee Melinda bag.
Oh, it's so cute.
Thank you guys for hopping on and joining us.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
we
are
just wanted to download a little bit after the day. Tell us or tell you our thoughts, whatever we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Just dumping his brain.
Oh my gosh. Elena said, oh my gosh, I'm guilty too. But then I read somewhere that you need to consume for 1 hour and create for 2 hours for every hour consumed. Ooh. So now I try to create something. I can't keep reading. I'm guessing every day.
Yeah,
I can't.
maybe.
I never heard that. That's like, I think, legit though. If you consume for one, you need it. Because a lot of time people say, oh, I got in this course or I read this book and I got nothing out of it or whatever.
Right.
It's probably because you just keep consuming and you're not actually going and implementing what you're learning.
Well, if you take it in the concept of, you know, you give more than you take. If you're taking in an hour, you give back double. So you give of yourself double. So that makes sense.
And it does.
No, it totally does. Yeah, because and most people when they think of getting it was good, getting a course or getting something, they only think about I have 6 hours of video to consume, but then they don't take into consideration the actual time it takes to implement. They also, you were talking about Haley's course about like she gives you an outline of you're gonna buy this course. But then you're also going to need this software, software. And these are the amounts that you're going to need to pay.
Like, this is the actual investment.
Yeah, because this course and this knowledge is one thing, but what are the other tools that I need to purchase? And also, I like that she tells you the time commitment up front. Like, yes, it's, I think like 6 weeks, so maybe like 6 to 7 hours worth of content. But honey, you're going to need to put in 18 to 20 hours to actually implement all the things that you're learning to really, be booked out.
Yeah. So,
think about that, y'all. Yeah. Thanks for hopping on.
Thank you.
Yes, so glad to see everyone, and hope you're having a good Wednesday. And
this is my first real Facebook Live.
Yay! So definitely all the goal getters. Well, you already know goal getter Tierra, but like definitely go friend request her and connect with her offline. Especially the ladies who are in Michigan. She's in Michigan. Like, let's link up. And make sure you go check out Jordan Gill. Check out the Kolada group. She's tagged in the video here also. And then also check out Stacy. Like,
Stacy Tuschl.
We're here for the conference, and she is just a powerhouse, honey. She is no fluff, all action and execution. She don't play.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to follow Stacy's conversation in the event, it's #SBHE
Live.
She built her empire.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes.
So you can see the other women, connect with other ladies here.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. And Trisha Hawk. At Trisha Hawk.
Thanks a lot, folks.
Yes. And so I put it in the deal. I put Tierra and Drisha in there. So we should all be linked up and good.
Yeah.
You can find us.
Absolutely.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.